Warren, thanks for joining us. I thought pre-season was just a good opportunity for us to catch up with you properly, get to know a little bit more about yourself. Obviously, you were brought up and raised in Ireland. Was football always the main sport for you, or did you play lots of different sports?
No, football was the main one. Obviously, you have multiple sports in Ireland, especially Gaelic and hurling. I did try Gaelic and it just wasn't for me.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. I just didn't like it from a young age. I love watching it, and like most of my friends and family play it.
Yeah.
But no, it was kind of as soon as I started playing football, I was like, yeah, this is for me. And I didn't really touch the Gaelic or hurling. You know, I played with my mates the odd time and maybe a couple of school games, but nothing like that compared to football, where it was like every day kicking a football was always the thing to do.
Do you still watch it now? Like
football, especially when Dublin are playing. I grew up in Dublin, so yeah, when Dublin play, especially in the finals and semi-finals and things like that, I'll definitely watch it. I'm not a religious watcher of like the rounds and things like that, but when the big occasions, I definitely watch them. To be fair, my family usually go to them. So
how does the atmosphere compare to like football? Like
it's incredible.
Stadiums, yeah.
It's an incredible experience, especially like being a Dublin lad in the final and going to Croke Park. I was lucky enough to get to one or two when I was younger, and yeah, it's you know, you have 60, 70,000 in Croke Park, probably more. I couldn't name it off the top of my head, but yeah, I'd say it's the equivalent probably going to Wembley, but obviously I'm a Dublin lad, so I'd probably say it's probably better, to be honest. And it's a sport that I don't think they get paid for either. So like it's really off their own back, you know. I don't think they're actually classed as professional sportsmen. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think they actually get paid. But obviously the other things come down the line, I presume.
How did you get into football then?
I started playing when I was a young age, like in school and with friends first, and then I decided to join a team, a local team where I'm from, in Cabra, called Dingle United. Really young age, like 9, 10, probably younger. Absolutely loved it. It's just the excitement of playing, and I played all the way up then until, you know, as like from then on, I went to Dingle, went to different other clubs. Ashbourne, played at NDSL for a while, and I've had a short spell at St Kevin's before joining Bows. Played in the under 17s Electricity League, and yeah, just worked your way up from there. Played in the 19s and eventually got the first team call up. Made my debut and then eventually got to move across.
Were you always a centre half?
No. Growing up, I was actually a midfielder.
Centre mid?
Yeah, centre mid growing up, and then I don't know whose idea it was to put me back in centre back. To be honest, I can't remember the day I went back there, but as soon as I kind of stayed there.
It's probably why you love having the ball at your feet so much,
right? Maybe that's what it is. Actually, I never actually thought about it. It just comes to me naturally, I like to think, you know, and obviously it's something that you can always improve on. And you know, when you're a kid, you always want the ball at your feet. It's the best part of the game, you know. It's obviously you need to add different things to it now at this level, and I think I have. But yeah, from a young age, I was basically like a CDM, I'd like to say, and then I changed early on. Like I wasn't in the 19s playing middle. Now I was a centre back from like probably 13, 14s up, but before that I think I was a midfielder.
What was Bows like?
Yeah,
obviously making your debut and
yeah, Bows. Well, I'm actually like a local lad,
yeah.
So I'm literally not even 10 minutes away from the stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so joining Bows and really just like playing for your local club, and you know, walking down the street and people know that you play for Bows in the Electricity League, and it was amazing. And it's a club that's close to my heart and forever will be. I've been to many games since I've left. I still speak to the odd players and the group there and the owners and things like that, and I still get fans supporting me, especially on this move, especially with the Irish connection. It was amazing, and yeah, that was one of the proudest moments I think in my career. Was playing for Bows.
How were you when you made your debut? Were you nervous within yourself, or are you kind of the person that kind of puts it to one side?
No, obviously I knew it's something I wanted to do, definitely. But when I actually get the call, I actually come off the bench originally to make my debut, and yeah, there's nerves just coming through. If you're not nervous, I don't think you're actually caring as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was absolutely rattling, to be honest. But no, I had a good group. I had a really good captain, really good manager to really help me along the way. And from then on, I think I played about 10, 11 games maybe. And yeah, and I had to leave obviously because of the move to Brighton.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you went and made the switch to Brighton. What was that like as such a young lad? Obviously, firstly, you get a call of Premier League interest, and then making the decision to leave a place that's so close to your heart, so close to your home, and move to Brighton, which is miles away.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be, I was 18, you know, so I wasn't a young kid like most young kids go and play in
Yeah, it's
academies.
still young though to move away from your home.
You know, no, I was a young man really still, yeah, but I'd like to think I was mature enough to go and it was really something that I really wanted, to be honest. I was in education, I was studying at the time, and obviously I started playing for the first team of Bohemians, and just interest comes along, and like you said, you get the call that Brian wanted to have a chat with you and possibly sign you, and you know your whole life is literally like one phone call and it changes it.
Yeah.
But no, when it came and when I actually got on the plane, saying goodbye to all your family, it's tough. Like, you know, you don't know when you're going to see them again, but you know it's something you really want to do, and my family worked really hard for me to get to that situation, and you just kind of think like, no, this is what I always wanted, so I always dreamed of. And then obviously I can't speak highly enough of Brighton.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Probably wouldn't be still playing football if they didn't help me as much as they did, and to allow me to actually join that club and actually allow me to go out and play for on loan for MK Dons was something really that I can't thank them enough for.
So did you go into digs when you went down to Brighton?
Yeah, I went into digs, which was strange because it was not something I've never done.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was such a good club that the people they picked for digs they were amazing. Make you feel at home straight away and give you absolutely everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely a different experience, but one that they had spot on, and one that I really enjoyed, and you kind of had to do really. I eventually lived on my own while I was down there, but yeah, it was definitely something that was different to what I was used to.
Yeah, and obviously, I think, was it your first year or your second year when you were like the academy kind of young player of the year?
I think that might have been my second or third. Yeah, it wasn't definitely not my first. I did sign in January, so I had 6 months and things like that. But yeah, that was something. That was actually when COVID happened that year.
Ah, it was the same year, right? Okay.
Yeah, so the season got cut short, and that was obviously another nice milestone from to get that achievement, and I think it really helped me as well. But it just shows how much they've helped me and much I settled in really, because you don't really think of it. You know, I was only there for a couple of years, and to win that award was a very proud moment.
Yeah, you mentioned the COVID year. Obviously, football then kind of shut down, especially academy football. What was that like for you? Did you go back to Ireland? Did that give you an opportunity to think about your own development, where you wanted to be?
Yeah, that was it's definitely the hardest moment in my life. COVID, especially at a time when your contract's running out. You haven't played a senior game in England because you play for a Premier League club. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And only the selected few get to actually do it. So when COVID happened, rightly so, Brighton kind of said, international boys, go home, be with your families, because the whole country was shutting down.
Of course.
So you couldn't fly out, you couldn't get anything. So I did go home, but I actually went back to Dublin for longer than I expected.
Yeah.
Which probably would have been 9 to 10 weeks maybe, could be longer. And just realising that your contract was kind of up and you didn't really know what was happening. Training on your own every day, because for a long time was really mentally tough. Lucky enough for me, Brighton gave me an extra year to come back and make a career for myself. And as soon as I got back, the loans manager I had a chat with him, and the best thing for me I felt was that I need to go out and play and take the risk. And because I got
gives you a platform, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I got the taste of what could have been if I didn't do well enough, that I could have been back to where I started in Dublin.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't allow it. I couldn't let that happen to myself. So yeah, I was obviously lucky enough, like I said, to go back to go on loan to MK Dons, which was an unbelievable experience for me. And yeah, I had a roller coaster of 4 years there, but it was definitely a time I enjoyed. There's no doubt about it, and the people there were amazing for me.
Yeah, you obviously joined under Russell Martin, and you also had Liam Manning, who was really successful there as well. I suppose two really good managers, firstly, to help you kind of get into senior first team football.
Oh, definitely, like, and I have to say, obviously, Russ taking me as well, like, was a risk for him.
Yeah.
Because he was signing a player that hadn't played in League One before, hadn't played in League Two before,
Yeah.
hadn't played in any senior game before in England, and he was amazing for me. Obviously he done really well for himself and he moved on, and rightly so. He had to go up the chain, and you look at him now and he's doing amazing. And we were lucky enough to get another great manager, Liam Manning, who came in and took me under his wing, and that's when I really started playing a lot of consecutive games and hitting 40, 50 games a season. Yeah, it was just all about gaining experience, becoming the type of captain and leader that I was at MK. Like, I was a vice captain for a bit and things like that, so you kind of just grow into that position. And I was lucky enough to have them too, and the staff as well there that both managers brought in were great. And I have to obviously say the same about Mike Williamson and Ian Watson. Last season they made me enjoy football again.
Yeah.
And I really wished that it could have been different in the playoffs and things like that. But look, football is football, you know, and you wish them nothing but the best.
Yeah, you mentioned being named the vice captain. How much did that mean to you at, again, I say a young age, obviously being captain in a team at 23, 24, is a lot of responsibility and a lot of leadership skills to take on, especially, what's that, probably 3 seasons into actually playing regularly in terms of men's football?
No, it's definitely something that I think it came natural for me. It wasn't something that I asked for.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think anybody would. I think it's just what the manager and the club feel.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it went at that stage. And it was something that I was really excited for, and felt like it was a challenge. And like, obviously you give it your best, and it's a bit of a compliment, I must say.
Yeah.
And, obviously it's something that you should wear with pride, really. And don't get me wrong, everybody can be a captain, because you just don't need an armband to tell you that you're captain, you know. And I can definitely see it in this squad. We have some really, really big players who have lots of experience, and you can tell, like, that's the level they need to get to, and that's what I'll be inspired to do, is to go up to the standard of these boys. Obviously pre-season's just started, and the hard work is still going, but no, it was definitely something that just kind of just fell upon me, and I can't really explain why, but it's just kind of natural for me.
Yeah, I suppose MK Dons really showed you the highs and lows of football. I suppose still only 25 years of age, it's helped you kind of manage yourself in the highs and lows to remain consistent. That will probably help you with the rest of your career.
Yeah, well, that's why we love the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the highs, you don't get too high, and the lows you don't get too low, because especially in England there's a lot of games you need to play. In terms of seasons, obviously you go from having such a high season, and then the next season it doesn't work out, and look, it happens. It's football, you know, and I'm not the only person who's gone through it. But yeah, in terms of experience that you learn from it, yeah, like, definitely it's exactly why I had to get out and become a first team player, you know. And you need that experience, and sometimes you feel really bad in some games, after some games and seasons, and you have your summer and it's kind of round a bit. But look, it's one of them things. It's part and parcel of this career.
Yeah, and then I suppose for you, obviously you made the decision to consider your options at the end of this season. Now, obviously, you've joined at Hibs. I'm not going to go over all of that again, but I just wanted to touch upon the family element, because we spoke about that in the interview, but didn't really go into great depth, obviously, for it. Your partner, Hannah's come up with you, a Brighton girl. I can imagine when you come to the end of your contract and you're looking for a new club, your family side of things is taking over in your head, especially when you've got a newborn, obviously, on the way in October.
Yeah, obviously Brighton to here is a long, long way.
Yeah.
Especially for my partner Hannah. And for her to just go up and stop her life for my career is something that every footballer is, if you have that type of person with, is very lucky, no doubt about it. Obviously a club like Hibs, it's hard to say no, no matter how far it is away. And she understood that, and she was happy for me, you know. And like you said, we're absolutely really, really delighted that we're starting a family in October. And it was one of them things where you come up to Edinburgh and you think, what a city, you know, and what a place that you could start a family. And that conversation happened really quickly, because there was no real contradiction of like, no, like, we can't go that far and like that. It was never like that. It was always, yeah, this could be really good for us. Don't get me wrong, it's stressful trying to sort everything out, and like every move is like, and I'm still going through it now, trying to sort things out. And I'm lucky enough to be at a club like Hibs where the staff and everybody here is players and things like that are giving me advice on different things and help me along the way, and it's been absolutely a joy, like, so far. I still have a long way to go in terms of sorting things out, and obviously we're on pre-season trip now, so things have gone to a halt, but it's definitely, we felt it was the right move for us. My family personally back in Dublin are really happy, and my friends, I must say, really happy, and his family, they've been amazing, you know, over the summer, having us down there and looking after us. Obviously seeing them, visiting them, coming back to Dublin, visiting my family, telling them the news is something that went really well. And yeah, I must say, it was a really, really big move. It's a long drive, I'm not going to lie. It's a really long drive, yeah. But it's one of them where obviously the scenic route is lovely. But yeah, it's done. The drive is done now. Yeah. And that is us in Scotland from now on.
Yeah, I can imagine when players join new clubs, they have a long period where they can settle in, they can assess areas, they can get a feel for it. I suppose for you guys, you're really looking to settle down quickly with obviously the baby on the way. You'll be able to try and find a home, and it does make kind of start to life a little more stressful than probably...
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously I wish we had more time and this move happened earlier.
Yeah.
But that's football, you know, and like you said, October is the month, and that's coming really quickly. And it's something that I'm not going to say we wanted to push back, because we are really excited.
I was going to say, you must be excited to become a dad.
Definitely, but like you said, it does bring stress where we want to settle in, sorting out hospitals and things like that, which, like, again, I'd say the club have been right behind me with it, and they're doing everything they can for me, which has been amazing. And it's something that we'll sort as a pair. Everybody's been helping us, so it is stressful, but we're definitely not alone in it, and I must say that. And that's when I knew, like, this place has got to be amazing for us. And when my partner did come up to see everything, she looked at me and said, "Wow, this is different." But it's a good different. It's an exciting change, and it's, like I said, it's a big step in my career for us, and it's a big step for our life as well, to move away from home like that.
Yeah, and obviously now you're here in Holland for pre-season. You've been in and around the group for what, just about a week, maybe kind of 10 days. How have you found everything? How have you found the training camp so far?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Obviously got in last week in the training ground, and I was just kind of playing catch up for a bit, to be honest. Just obviously been off for a longer time, and the boys were a little bit ahead of me in terms of running and fitness, so we had to do a little bit extras. While the boys were properly trained, I was just catching up, which is you expect that to be done. And then finally get to this place and you start training with the lads properly, and it's just such a nice feeling to be out with the boys, you know. It's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be with the team, and yeah, I must say, it's 2 days in, it's been tough. Today was tough. I think we have a game tomorrow, which we're always looking forward to. But yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's an amazing place, an amazing facility, and yeah, to be the group of lads we have are unbelievable for me, especially a new boy coming in. You never know what you're going to expect, and to have these boys as well, it's been very, very good to settle in.
Yeah, and I suppose just finally, obviously you've got kind of big ambitions. I know you want to play for Ireland, hopefully in the future. I suppose having a good season, good couple of seasons with Hibs will really propel you to hopefully that point.
Yeah, I'm young, like, you know, I still think I have time to go and play for Ireland, but ultimately you need to succeed in your club football, and you know, and the club success will be my success is the way I'd like to think about it, and if I give everything for that, and you know, it's one of them things where you might get the call, sometimes you might not, but you still want your club to do well regardless. So
Yep.
no, like you said, big ambitions personally, and I think we have big ambitions as a club. It's one of the reasons why I want to come here. Like I said in my first interview, we want to be right up there this year. Obviously I wasn't here last year, but look, things have changed and things like that, and the manager was clear to me that we're coming in to really have a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Warren, it's been great to catch up with you properly.
Cheers, pal.